Hello, it's me, James, again, and I'm here with the wonderful Rahma. Hello, Rahma, a wonderful marine biology student from Zanzibar, and we're here to do. Oh, how are you doing today, Rahma?
I'm doing great.
Thank you very much to come and learn with me about seagrass and biodiversity. And she willingly came down and give her time to learn and be involved with the organization we will create on Zanzibar. So, brilliant. And she likes seagrass, so that's good. Well, she's going to like seagrass after this.
Yeah.
The reason why seagrass is so important to the community and also to the ecosystem wide, okay, is because it creates what's called a nursery for the baby fish. So all of us, we are reliant on the ocean for food here, and without the seagrass, there would be no baby fish.
Yeah.
So that is probably the single most important thing about seagrass, the ecosystem that it creates. You've seen it before, you've dived on it, right?
Yeah, but I've never seen some fishes.
Yeah,
Near that, a lot of places that I've been diving or normal swimming on there. I've never seen a lot of fishes or other marine species in there because maybe it's because of interaction with people. They are destroying their seagrass ecosystem in there, so it's quite hard to find a lot of marine species in there.
Gotcha. Yes, of course. We scared them off. You scared them off. No. So in order for it to be a healthy ecosystem, like the one we're going to see today, you need a good understanding of what's there. So we're going to learn. We're going to talk about how to identify the different kinds of species. Okay, and there's four major ones over there. There's Thalassa hemperkai. That's a good one. I normally have that in the tank. I like that. That's one of my favorites. Obviously, that one's my favorite. And that one will go in the tank. But we have Thalassa hemperkai. We have Simidosia rotundata. And we have, this one is very difficult to say. I don't think I can even say it. Syringodium isoetifolium. I'll show you how we know it's that. Don't worry, it's okay. The reason why it's important to know what we've got there and also how it's changing, because this seagrass ecosystem is changing. It's degrading. It's getting smaller from the northern tip south. And I'll explain to you later why I think that's happening, and maybe you could tell me, or we can come up with a good plan. But it's important to know how it changes seasonally and also human impact. People like to dig it up.
When you say changing, you mean they are being removed, or they are changing from species to species?
Okay, so yes, it's changing in terms of the degradation zone. So it's dying off from the northern end to the southern end, and sequentially, or in sequence, the seagrass is dying in species. So in certain areas, this one is dying off first, because I think it is the most delicate. Yeah, it's more sensitive. This one's the most sensitive. And you'll see, and then we have, this one's pretty tough. The Thalassa hemperkai is very tough.
Yeah, the leaves are so broad.
It is, yes. And Simidosia rotundata, that one's sort of in the middle. But you'll be able to see when we go out, you'll be able to see that how I think it's dying off. And the reason, we can talk about the reason, and human impact. Sedimentation is probably a large problem, but I'll show you how you can identify them, different kinds, and using the survey equipment and taking pictures, how to log the data on this mobile phone, and it keeps track of not only the biodiversity of the seagrass, but also the biodiversity of the marine organisms that are there. So we'll take the book with us, and we can try and identify a few of the interesting seagrass organisms that are out there. There's some really pretty ones. It seems like very basic equipment, but this equipment is very powerful because it keeps a track. It makes people look. The idea is that this equipment is to make people look at the seagrass and at the ecosystem. When people start to look, people start to think about it. And the conversations that happen around them looking and then talking about it is the most powerful thing. Because as soon as people talk about things, they identify problems, we then can work together to fix the problems, or at least mitigate. You get the idea?
Aha! We're here. We're doing our first seagrass survey with the wonderful Rahma, and we have done. What would you? Well, yes. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed the part I understood everything, but next time I'll be doing apart from teaching, their picture taking and identifying the species that are found in their
Square.
the square. That would be great.
Okay, so how we identify we didn't bring the identification plaque. We forgot that, didn't we? Anyway, I can identify this for you because I'm like that plaque. That is, remember that one I couldn't pronounce the name?
Yeah.
Springinotum isodenatid. That one I can't say anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we know it's that one? Okay, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Now, the seagrass here, there's only one type, right? That is this thin on this bed. And I've looked at this under a microscope. And the only way you can really identify this particular kind of seagrass, because there's very little leaf, there's very little blade there for you to look at.
Yeah,
it's very thin. Unlike Thalassa hempricae, which I'll go and show you, Thalassa hempricae, it's just over there. But this one you have to look at underneath a microscope to identify it. And I have done that. And I've looked at and identified it with lots of. You have to go on the internet, and there's cell structure, and there's. It's very technical, but to the best of my knowledge, it's the Cyranosia, the word you can't, the species we can't say.
Yeah.
Let's call it, I don't know, springy or something. It's springy. But I'll take you to show you the Thalassa hempricae.
Okay.
Because that one's easy to identify, and it's nice. Here we are at the Cymodocea rotundata area. Okay, again, this one's slightly larger than the Cyrogiprid springy one, but it's got a thicker root, a thicker blade, and you can tell by the end of the seagrass, the end of it. It's how it if it's rounded or if it's a flat.
It's round.
Yeah, there we go. That's how we know, or we sort of know that it's rotundata. Yeah. But this one's a good example of a seagrass bed because it's got two. Okay, we've not only got rotundata, we've got the springy one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one. This one.
The little one, the one we can't pronounce. Oh, there you go. So it's with the when you do the seagrass survey fully, you look within the seagrass square, and you sort of identify the percentage coverage of that particular seagrass species. So this one you would say 40%, and the other one you would say 30%. But that we're getting very technical. The basic setup is what we did, and then also the taking the picture. That's the first step. Perfect.